This is Holly LaTulip with BCLocalNews.com. Let's see what happened this week.
Want the latest buzz in your community? Then go to BCLocalNews.com. Online, all the time. BC Buzz.
RCMP and police officers from across BC head to the Tacoma Dome to join 20,000 others for a memorial to honor 4 slain police officers. 12 people are left homeless after a fire destroyed a Keremeos home after 5 fire trucks and a dozen volunteers battled the blaze for 3 hours. And Kootenay Advertiser reporter Craig Lindsay takes us to Cranbrook, where the Kootenay Ice faced off against the Edmonton Oil Kings on Wednesday night. Hundreds of RCMP and police officers from across BC gathered in Tacoma, Washington on Tuesday to honor 4 slain police officers. More than 20,000 people filled the Tacoma Dome to pay their respect to Mark Renninger, Ronald Owens, Tina Griswold, and Greg Richards. The 4 police officers were shot by a lone gunman in a coffee shop on November 29th in Lakewood, Washington, while they were working on their laptops. The only suspect in the shooting, Maurice Clemens, was killed by police 2 days later, trying to evade capture. 12 people were left homeless after a fire destroyed a house in Keremeos on Wednesday afternoon. The Keremeos Volunteer Fire Department arrived on scene to find the house partially engulfed in flames at around 2:30 p.m. They battled the blaze for 3 hours with 5 trucks and a dozen volunteers. The cause of the fire is thought to be a portable heater malfunction. One of the residents said he tried to put out the fire using 2 fire extinguishers, but had to flee after the heat and smoke proved too overwhelming. The house was located on Highway 3 just south of Keremeos. The 12 residents were all able to evacuate safely and are being provided with 72 hours worth of shelter, food, and other care by emergency social services. The community is raising money for the victims and have already donated the proceeds from a concert and a 50-50 draw held on Wednesday night.
The Kootenay Ice returned to Cranbrook after a road trip through BC, which saw them pick up 4 out of 5 wins. Despite a chilly wreckplex after a pipe burst the previous night, the Ice played well, defeating the visiting Edmonton Oil Kings 5-2. Defenseman Braden McNabb led the Ice with 1 goal and 2 assists, while Dustin Sylvester added 4 helpers, also scoring for the Ice for Hayden Rintoul, Steele Boomer, Kevin King, and Joe Antilla.
I think, right now our power play is clicking pretty good, so hopefully we can just keep it going and we can't get too complacent out there, and we can't, we don't want to go back to how we were at the beginning of the year, so hopefully I can just keep it going and, finish out the first half of the season good here.
Power play really was real good on the road. I think it was at a 30% clip, on the road or close to it.
Win over division opponent Edmonton puts the Ice in a tie for the 8th and final playoff spot in the East.
Everyone is, pretty much a playoff game now. Every game has implications, and 3-point games, to make up ground, those things, so a win in regulation is almost good as gold right now.
That just about does it for this Friday's edition of the BC Buzz. Remember to check BCLocalNews.com for stories from your community and more.